So guys, I've taken a 6-inch pan. This is 6x6 pan that I've baked the square cake in. And here I have another cake which I baked yesterday. This is how it looks. It's a Boss Baby cake. It's a complete fondant cake, and I'm going to make the lens out of this reusing this cake because we don't want to waste cake. So I'm going to show you how I make my camera cake. Recently I posted this camera cake photo on my Instagram page, and I've made this camera cake years back and I really love the outcome. So I'm going to show you how it's done. Now what you have to do is just cut the two, like cut it right in the center. बीच में काटो, दो rectangle बनने चाहिए. आप स्केल भी यूज कर सकते हो. इफ यू आर कॉन्फिडेंट इनफ देन यू कैन अवॉइड यूजिंग स्केल. I'm going to use a serrated knife, so it's easily like done nicely. You don't need to like worry about the cut to be proper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 3 layers out of this because I feel these are too thick. मेरे को ये दोनों नहीं यूज करना, इतना ज़्यादा नहीं यूज करना, तो मैं सेंटर से काट के 4 लेयर्स बना दूंगी. ओके, नाउ व्हाट आई विल डू इज, ये एक लेयर को हम ऊपर जो शटर बनाना है उसके लिए यूज करेंगे. बाकी जो इस कैमरा की बॉडी है वो ये 3 लेयर्स से बनेगी. सो जस्ट टू मेक श्योर दैट द केक इज प्रॉपरली स्टक टू योर बोर्ड, यू विल टेक सम गनाश एंड स्मेयर इट ऑन योर बोर्ड. So you also have to put, remember to put some icing in between these layers as well, okay? Very slightly. Taking some ganache, just to make sure that it's not dry, because icing होगा तो taste भी अच्छा आएगा and it's stuck together all nicely. So I'm just going to take a thin layer of ganache. Sandwich these two together, okay, and then again little bit more ganache here. Don't worry about the crumbs because we are going to finish it nicely with more ganache at the end. Alright, now again you take this layer and sandwich all these 3 together. Okay, this is the main body of your camera. Now this should go inside the fridge or freezer, however you want to set it properly. So you can work further on your cake. I'm going to put this in the freezer for now so I can work quickly on my cake, and until then I'm going to make the shutter thingy on top. Uska shape I'll show you how it's done, and let's move ahead. So guys, sorry, not shutter but flash. Now to make the flash, what I have to do is I'm going to cut this into maybe 2 parts. Sandwich this like that. Maybe this will become too much height, so I'll take these 2 instead and just cut it diagonally, give it a nice diagonal shape. Okay, once this is done, just put a little bit of ganache. Cover it with a nice layer of ganache. This goes in the freezer, and once it's set, I'll remove it and show you how we carve it further. Now I'm going to go ahead and ganache this cake. So I'm going to make the lens for this camera now, and I have a cookie cutter here because I'm using a cake which is already made and I have to cut it out. So I'm using a cookie cutter. If you want, you can also use cupcakes for this by just chopping, like by just layering them and adding icing, and you can just make cupcakes layers and add it here. So now what I'm going to do is, first I'm going to add this flash thingy on top. Okay, just see how it looks. If you think that you need to cut a layer, I'm just going to go and see that a little bit more shape. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to use this cookie cutter and see if the lens that I have to make इस साइज का बराबर होगा कि इससे छोटा बराबर होगा. So I have two sizes here. One is this one which has 5 written on it, and one is 4. So I've taken 4 and 5. I'm just going to check, because what is going to happen is we're also going to cover the lens with fondant, and the whole cake is going to be covered in fondant. So fondant का layer का भी size थोड़ा like बड़ा दिखेगा. So I'm thinking let's do 4 for this. 4 का बनाते हैं, इतना थोड़ा लंबा बनेगा and उसको पूरा fondant covering होगा. So I'll show you how that's done. Just going to use this to cut the cake out of the boss baby face. Okay, I had some ganache fallen off of here. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to remove all the fondant of his face with the help of an X-Acto knife. This is really creepy, but it is what it is. Now I have my cake here. Okay, this is without ganache. We'll ganache it anyway. What I'm going to do is, I'm just going to go and cut out my lens ke liye layers. Let's just start from here. दिख रहा है? मैंने नीचे बहुत गनाश भर भर के लगाया था, इसके लिए ये लेयर थोड़ा उखड़ गया, बट वील जस्ट स्लाइस इट अ लिटिल. And this will be used as the lens for your camera. Maybe I'll add one more layer here to make it a little more thicker. So we have our lens ready over here. I'm going to put this in the freezer now. Now you can see how nice this lens is looking against the camera's body. I'm going to take a little bit of ganache and just to make sure that this sticks to the body. You can also insert a dowel if you're giving this for an order, but since I'm not giving this for an order, I'm not doing that. I'm just going to stick it with a little bit of ganache like I've done here. And then I'll take some ganache and go around my lens. Make sure you're filling all the gaps. So you can see a gap here. I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to go ahead and fill that with a ganache.